Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to yet another episode here at the Debate Circle. We are in the second and final semi-final for the Nyanza region. Joining us today, we have Maseno School and Nyambaria Boys High School. Their motion of dissection reads, organic waste should be compulsorily composted to support urban farming in Kenya. I'll read the motion of dissection again. Organic waste should be compulsorily composted to support urban farming in Kenya. All the best to both teams. Team proposition, first speaker, you have 3 minutes.
I passed near the Takataka Inimali Foundation, and I heard one of them ask that, say that the greatest threat of our planet is the belief that someone else will save it. Robin Ogol, Legends of Tomorrow, from the Maseno School, is here to save his world by proposing the motion which states that organic waste should be compulsorily composted to support urban farming in Kenya. Somebody may ask, Robin, what is organic waste? Now, organic waste refers to the biodegradable waste which can be broken down by natural biological processes, e.g. the yard waste and animal waste. Somebody may also ask, Robin, tell us compulsory. Chill. Compulsory means mandatory. Somebody may come again and ask, Robin, I've not got the point on composted. Chill. Composted is the process of deliberately decomposing organic matter such as food scraps and animal yard through control of aerobic and oxygen. Now, a key factor for successful composting are providing the right carbon to nitrogen ratio, maintaining the right moisture level, and also to ensure adequate aeration. Now, the examples of composting is home composting, industrial scale composting, and also community composting. Now, the first point on why I'm proposing that organic waste should be compulsory composted in order to support urban farming is that one, it improves soil health. What do I mean? Now, a study launched by Jenga in 2017 states that it was published in the Journal of Environment Managemental, found that the compost application can improve soil fertility, water holder capacity in urban farming systems. What do I mean? This can be used to enrich urban farming in a way that the soil is fertile, it has enough water, which can help in planting food, which may later on help in helping out the food shortage. Now, another point was on scalability and replicability. Now, I searched for it and I found out that there's a study which was held in 2019 by the GPSDD in full, which stands for, Kenya, the GPP, it stands for Global Partnership for Sustainability Development Data. It showcases that the success of a community based on compromising in Nakuru, Kenya. This was done, which could serve as a model for other urban areas. What am I talking about? That a successful mandatory composting program in Kenya could serve as a model for other countries, such as like I've just told you about Nakuru, which was done there. And with this, I'll tell you that he who knows not that he knows not, knows that he is a fool. We should do this. With that, I rest my case.
Ladies and gentlemen, in life, we should explore options outside our comfort zones. Jonathan Mose from the great Nyambaria School. Gladly here to oppose the motion, organic waste should be compulsorily composted to support urban farming in Kenya. First things first. Someone may ask, what is organic waste? In a more simplified way, organic waste, these are the materials that are biodegradable, either from plants or from animals. Two, someone may ask, what is composted? In a more simplified language, composted, this is a process in which organic waste is decomposed to add nutrients to the soil. And finally, what is urban farming? Urban farming is cultivation, processing, and distribution of agricultural products in urban and some suburban areas. And to my point number one, infrastructure limitation. according to the statistics that are done by Statista in Kenya, in Kibera we have exactly 250,000 people, which accounts 60% of the people living in Nairobi. Therefore, infrastructure becomes a limitation. In facilities in urban areas, for example in Nairobi, as stated by the World Bank, there are a lot of people compared to the amount of resources that they have. Therefore, some of these people end up putting this organic waste in containers and in sack. But instead of doing this, my brother, which will make us, as my brothers just say, that it will bring the amount of nitrogen to the air. Let me tell you, at the same time, is a major pollutant. Look at Dandora dump site. It smells very scanty. You'll not even admire to go to that place. And instead of this, we as opposers, we have come with strong points that are unshakable. We have alternative waste management. The best example is biogas. We, as the Nyambaria school, have embraced the act of using the biogas, which has helped us in generating electricity, which has helped us save on what we could use in other things. In Kenya, we consider this alternative because it is very cheap, which helps us again in promoting things like hatchery electricity. Just a smart saying, 1 kg can provide 1 hour of cooking. Tell me, my brother, what will the amount of nitrogen that comes to the air will help us in saving during this current economy? About 30,000 people use biogas around the world, which has been made clearly by the UN. I now reject that we should compulsorily compost organic waste in urban areas, since there are more efficient methods of utilizing this waste. Thank you very much.
I want to shake some points. They came with unshakable points, but I want to shake them. First, how can biogas help urban farmers? Are we producing electricity or farming? Come on, look at the motion. We came to debate, not present facts. Now, I want to explore options outside my comfort zone. Silly. What are these options outside my comfort zone? Are they biogas? No. They are increasing food production and security. When organic waste is compulsorily composted, we produce nutrient-rich composts, which when used increases soil fertility. And what goes on when soil fertility is increased? Increased food yields in urban farming. This is assessed by the UN Environmental Program in 2018, that composting waste helped in Kenyan cities. What is he saying? Now, you know, I come from a slum. My mother once sent me to a market. I was going to buy skuma wiki. You know, skuma wiki comes from the word push the week. It is cheaper. Now, as I went to the market, I only found 5 vendors. The fifth and the first vendor had already been depleted of kales. Now, what was I going to do? I was going to buy between the first, second, and fourth. But the prices, we slept hungry for a week. But when we started composting organic waste and planting kales on our own, at the end of the day, we never slept hungry. But with biogas, my friends, you're going to have electricity without food. You're going to have light with an empty stomach. Please, listen, if these guys come, you should tell them to go back and sit down. Go back and research on the motion. Secondly, environmental benefits, landfills. Remember, you have spoken of Dandora waste. Those are not composting sites. That's a landfill. What can you discern and distinguish between landfills and composting sites? You're speaking that, you know, the smell that comes from a Dandora waste site is effective. That we do not compost there. So you'll consult me later to tell you where we compose organic waste. Now, ladies and gentlemen, a study done by the UNEP in 2018 says that mandatory composting of organic waste reduces landfills, and when landfills are reduced, from my own understanding, more of this waste, where are they taken to? They are taken to organic composting. They are taken to organic composting, and when organic composting is there, we have more cheaper manure. And when there's cheaper manure, the farmers don't depend on commercial, expensive manures. The Kenyan government could have avoided the fertilizer scandal. Remember that the farmers who are crying mostly were urban farmers because he has a small land that a whole supermarket depends on for carrots, and the next shop depends on for carrots. Now, when this was given wrong fertilizers, the whole city is left hungry. Lastly, this aligns with national policies. Now, the Kenyan government in 2019 realized that, these urban farmers have the potential. And when we start composting organic waste, this was in line with the Kenyan government, remember, and agricultural policies that when we compost organic waste, will help the urban farmers get cheaper manure at the end of the day, and there'll be increased food production in the Kenyan cities. Ladies and gentlemen, can they go backer, or even at the same, at the end of all of it, we should not even back them, not even claps. You're clapping for your doom. Thank you very much.
The only person who went 40 days without food and drink was Jesus. And as you can clearly see, we are not him. We did not say that according to the motion, organic waste should be compulsorily composted to support urban farming in Kenya. We did not say that now we use the alternative source, that is biogas, only for lighting. Biogas can also be used for cooking. I don't know what bush you came from, but if you're not aware of that, keep up. My friend Ogoro told me to chill. Now my question is, Ogoro, will I chill with buckets of feces in my bedroom? No. What will I do with it? Our stand as the opposers is to say that, yes, organic waste should be compulsorily composed, but not only for urban farming, but among others. Now, I know you're curious. Why is it that we should not compulsorily compost this organic waste? First, it is expensive. Question again, how will the common mwananchi, the mama mboga, mse wa Mutura, have enough money to buy a composter worth 50,000 and still have enough money to eat and take our kids to school? Second, limited landscape. I hope our opposers are aware of what an urban setting is. Take examples, Nairobi CBD. Now, will I go next to the Twin Towers or KICC and put up a compost facility? No. Why? There is no space to do so. Third, theft and vandalism. Ladies and gentlemen, there is a reason why they call it Nairobari. Currently, Nairobi's crime rate is at a staggering 47.6% according to the National Crime Research Center. This means that I will spend my 100,000 shillings on an expensive facility to decompose waste and still be beaten that night, and that same night have that machine stolen. Ladies and gentlemen, it is quite ironic. My biology teacher told me that people whose eyes are functional see, yet our opposers have perfectly functional eyes, yet they refuse to see that, yes, organic waste should be compulsorily composted, but not only for urban farming, but among other forms of usage of that compost. Thank you.
The name is Brian Moses from the Maseno school. Number one, I think the point on Kibra was very bleak. You never told us the reasons why organic waste have emerged in the areas. You only talked about degradation of the area. I don't think that was a real good point. It was very bleak. Number two, you can only cook. You can only eat what has gone through the farm, has been grown and has been eaten and has been processed through the farm. I don't think it's advisable for you to think that an unbiodegradable biogas cannot be used in production in the production of food for urban production of food. I want to tell you about waste reduction management. My first point, waste reduction management. What do I mean? Composting can divert significant portion of organic waste from disposal of landfills. What do I mean? When landfills are cleared, what do we have? We have roads, we have encouraging production of urban of urban farming. What do I mean? When these spaces are cleared, farmers can finally use the spaces to produce urban production, to have urban farming. You know, the world has gone technological, we are using devices, and more space is needed. Number two, when the spaces are eradicated, we have roads that are constructed. What do these roads do? They help in distribution of these food products that have been produced in the urban systems and the urban markets. Number two, economic opportunities. What do I mean? Job productions. Job productions has helped the local people through systems. Like example, the Nairobi City Government 2022 research found out that most youth did not have jobs. It also suggested that essential composing programs led to more job production. What do I mean? These job productions are like distributions, number two, processing, and number three, finally, collection. What do? They distribute these organic waste to farmers in urban centers. They collect the organic waste and take them to the urban farmers. But how does this help? How does this bring profit? Number one, we get that to eradicate the youth problems, job production are produced, and the organic waste helps in urban production of food. Food is distributed to the local people outside the scope of the world and everywhere else, so that people can have a very probe food security. Finally, energy production. My friend has talked about biogas production. Why only biogas production? Never halt on a point. Biogas production has also gone hand in hand to produce energy. Where is this energy being used? In the farms. The farms are running energies through machines. These machines that are used to process food. Production of food is also like the canning industries, where food production is put in cans from production of energy. Finally, I want to tell you that one man's trash is another man's treasure. What do I mean? Organic waste. These are waste that nobody needs them. It's just trash. But what we do with this waste, we take them and use them compulsorily, decompose them to support urban farming in various scopes of the world. I'd like to end there. But finally, I'll leave you with this point. I'll only repeat it. One man's trash is another man's treasure.
Fadnel Makori from the Nyambaria School here to strongly propose to the motion that organic waste will be compulsorily composted to support urban farming in Kenya. First, I'd like to answer the question from the audience, which was, is there any other way better than urban farming, better than organic waste, to support urban farming better than organic waste? Actually, yeah, artificial fertilizers. How? Simple. As much as organic products have obvious health benefits, they are much more susceptible to decay due to fluctuations of temperatures, and they have a less forgiving shelf life. According to a study which has been reported in Wikipedia, it says that tomatoes which have been formed through artificial fertilizers have more shelf life, have a longer shelf life capacity than tomatoes which have been produced by organic waste. So, actually, that's a point to support that artificial fertilizers could be a better way, or could be used hand in hand with organic waste instead of compulsorily organic waste compulsorily being used to support the farming in Kenya. Secondly, organic waste also has a side effect of environmental degradation. How so? Some organic wastes are contaminated with toxins and biocontaminants such as antibiotics and heavy metals. These contaminants, when used on plants and when used on urban farming, it adds more harm than good, because already the land in the urban areas is bad. So you're adding heavy metals to heavy metals. I don't think that will be any good at all to supporting the urban farming in the urban areas. Finally, the second opposer said that he came from a slum. I wonder which one it is, but I think it's Dandora looking at him. Wherever he is from, I believe that he will concur with me when I say that in slums, there is less awareness to agricultural development. People, especially people who live in slums and people who came from rural areas. Why? To escape the rural life, which is mainly categorized and identified to agriculture and that farming method. They are here to find better white-collar jobs. Allow me to say white-collar jobs. So when you bring the issue of urban farming in a place like the slums where he comes from, they won't like it at all. Why? Because they are not familiar to the topic. They're not familiar at all. So actually, this will lead to the point where my friend said that most of them will be forced to steal from these facilities of organic waste. Why? Because they don't see the importance of it. And I like by finishing that organic waste should be used to support urban farming, but not compulsorily, because there are better ways of there are better methods to use organic waste. Thank you.
Now, there was a question which was asked that what are the alternative methods? Light from the sun. Why can't we why can't we use alternative methods? We can use them, but there is none better than composing. Now, we return to you guys. You asked, you said, there's something between your skull, which in Luak, they call it the brain. Yeah? So, I don't blame you, because maybe you're from the rural areas and you are afraid of competition from farming. That's why you really don't want anything to do with urban farming. Then you said that chill. Should I chill with buckets of feces? No. Chill with the tanks of feces. Why? Because people risk the opportunity of using large amount of this composted heap. Like, for example, a large tank can produce much more biogas, which can help out in maybe increasing your house finances. Then with this, I do rest my point.
By now, it is clear to everyone seated in this room that our proposers have clearly not understood the motion. They keep on supporting us. My friend said, one man's trash is another man's treasure. But why, in your common sense, choose one treasure when you can pick many treasures? And so, you can use the compulsorily composted organic waste for urban farming alongside biogas and other means. Second, my friend said that we are against urban farming, which again brings me to the fact that they have not understood the motion. We are not against the waste being used for urban farming. We are for it alongside others. And so, I conclude by saying, a wise man is one who utilizes every opportunity that comes along. The opportunity has been given to us on a silver platter to use organic waste for many options. Why then settle for one? It will be foolish to do so. Thank you.
You've reached the semis of this region, so expectations are very high to both teams. And you are looking at both of you. We know the potential you have to get to this point. So the motion is on organic waste should be compulsorily composted to support urban farming in Kenya. So to the first speakers, as you dissect this motion, for me, my key points, my key terms, apart from organic waste, is the fact that it should be compulsorily composted. So I needed to understand that. And then the concept of urban farming, and then our location is Kenya. So for the first speaker, Robin Ogol, you came in, you didn't define urban farming, which for me would have helped to understand now which angle you are taking as a team. The same case, in terms of now this motion, if it's compulsory for the proposers, I expected to understand why it's a must. It's a must. We have to do this. So meaning there is a gap, because the resultant is the issue to do with urban farming, meaning there's a gap, so it has to be done. So I needed to get all those points from you. Going back to you, Robin. So you came in, gave us some good points on improvement of soil quality, which now helps to reduce food shortage. Then now you talked about Kenya being a model. You'd have expanded more as to how now this links to the motion. How do you propose that Kenya becomes a model to other nations, and that's why this thing should be compulsorily done?
Just a quick one for both teams. You are all very bold speakers. I'll give you that. But then I advise you, moving forward, improve the quality of your arguments, and you can only do this by providing claims which are substantiated with more reference, more examples, and more justifications. Thank you very much. I wish you all the best.